Let's play a little word association, shall we? When I say Sacramento, you probably think, oh, trains and really hot temperatures. When I say Fresno, you probably think, well, really hot temperatures actually. But when I say Manteca, you probably thought water slides. So let's head back to Oakwood Lake and the famous Manteca Waterslides. I wonder where the snack bar is. Hello everybody, and welcome to the Lost Parks of Northern California. My name is Kris Rowberry, and with summer winding down, we thought, what's a great way to cool down around here? And it hit us, of course. Visit our local Lost Water Park, Oakwood Lake, and the Manteca Waterslides.
Situated just south of Highway 120 with easy access from Interstates 5 and 580, the Manteca Waterslides opened their gates for the first time in the summer of 1974.
My name is Mike Brown, and I used to run the Manteca Waterslides. My mom and dad were farmers, and they had the ranch out here. And they ended up wanting to sell the dirt to the state when they were building the freeway, when they were building Interstate 5. So they got a permit, and the county required that they have a reclamation plan, since they knew the hole they were digging was going to fill full of water, just like the lake behind us. So they required them to build a campground. Well, in the early 70s, Manteca was a wide spot in the road on Highway 120 for people on the way to Yosemite. So there was really no reason to come camping in Manteca. The sand pit was successful. He was building the campground, and he ended up taking a vacation to the island of Kauai. And there's a natural rock slide there that the locals call the Slippery Slides, and it's in a stream. So he went and rode it. He spent all day riding it, and thought, I'm going to build one of these in my campground. So he did. He came back and he built it out of cement and designed it all himself. So that was the genesis, and at the time it was the world's longest water slide. It was 725 feet long. It was at the top of a hill that he'd built, and it went into the lake.
In fact, Oakwood Lake was more than just water slides. It was an entire resort, complete with campground, concert venue, and RV park. It was the perfect getaway for stressed out Bay Area families and a major booster to the local job market and economy. They don't call them the famous Manteca Waterslides for nothing. They're actually a part of amusement history. You see, they were the first to feature fiberglass in their designs, which made them lighter and able to do far more than the concrete slides before them.
You can't talk about my father without talking about my mother. They were a very good team. My mom, in all their business operations, she was the keel for everything. She kept the books, she watched the money, she interacted with all that. They were a classic couple in the sense that behind every great man is a great woman, and they just made a really good team.
But arguably, the most recognizable and feared feature of the park was the massive, dominating 80-foot behemoth known as VMAX, which still holds the record as being the tallest water slide ever built in California.
My name is Al Garcia. I'm the Director of Marketing and Sales here at Waterworld California in Concord. The one thing I'll never forget about the Manteca Waterslides is the VMAX speed slide, primarily because I never had the guts to experience it. To this day, speed slides still scare me. I can ride roller coasters all day long, but yeah, there's something about being in a slide and dropping 70 plus feet. Yeah.
In 2001 or 2002, Gray Davis became elected governor, and we'd had a lot of Republican governors before then, and they had kind of kept a lid on a lot of anti-business regulation. When Davis came in, that lid went away, So we got, quote, electricity reform that doubled or tripled our electricity rates. And then we got amusement park reform where they made OSHA in charge of all the rides. And basically all it did was create mounds and mounds of paperwork that we had to do. Ultimately though, there was another regulatory change that the regional board put into effect that prevented us from pumping all the water out of the lake to keep the water level down and controlled. And that was the nail in the coffin when our permit to do that ended and they wouldn't give us a renewal. So we knew that the lake was going to come up 30 feet, which is the level that it is now, which would have submerged about 80–90% of the water park. And we knew we had no other choice but to close it.
The famous Manteca Waterslides closed forever on September 26, 2004. By 2006, all traces of the park were gone, leveled and partially submerged under an expansion of Oakwood Lake. In 2013, work continues on the redevelopment of the site in the form of suburban, upscale housing.
After the park closed in 2004, the slides were auctioned off piece by piece. One of them ended up in Dunnigan, California, which is a few hours north of here. But cyclone and turbulence, the two slides that revolutionized the water park industry, they never left Manteca. They still sit here on a private lot just off of Highway 120. They're a silent reminder to all the bygone summers of fun. So, want to find out how you can still experience the Manteca Waterslides?
To visit the former park site, take Highway 120 in Manteca to Airport Way. Turn south, then west onto Woodward Avenue. The park site is mostly under Oakwood Lake, on your right-hand side.
I visited Manteca Waterslides, it was probably about twice a summer growing up. It was a great getaway. At that time I was living in Pacifica, so me and a few friends and even some family members, it was a perfect weekend getaway.
My name is Debbie Moorhead. I am the Vice Mayor of the City of Manteca. I am also the CEO of the Manteca Chamber of Commerce. The first time I ever went to the Manteca Waterslides, my son was 4 years old, and I lived in San Jose, and I went to Los Gatos Christian Church, and all the kids used to get on a bus and go there, and I could not wait to go. And I took my son there, and we even glued an extra bottom on his flip-flops so he'd be tall enough to ride the water slides.
It was a whole different world back then. People were, we didn't need security, really. We had a night watchman. We'd have a campground full of people, and everyone would get along. A lot of families would camp in the same places year after year, the same weekends. And it was a very nice family atmosphere.
Probably my best memory of Manteca Waterslides was the Rampage. The Rampage slides were awesome. Unfortunately, that's something you can't really experience here in Northern California anymore, or pretty much California for that matter. But it was just an awesome thrill being able to drop down and kind of skid across water and try not to fall off your toboggan while heading down the slides. But man, that was great fun. Well, I think Manteca Waterslides, it had a huge effect on not only the water park industry, but also us here at Waterworld, California. If you look at all of our slides, they're fiberglass slides. So the Manteca Waterslides being the first of its kind with fiberglass slides, that kind of set the precedent for what you see today in our parks.
So that's the end of the story for the Manteca Waterslides, right? Not exactly. You see, while these slides might be out here in a private field, there's still an opportunity for you to experience all that summer fun you used to have at Oakwood Lake. About 46 miles due west here at California's Great America and their Boomerang Bay Water Park. That's where you'll find Rip Snort Ridge and Screamin' Wombat, or if you knew them at Manteca, 2/3 of Thunder Falls. So we're here with Roger Ross, who's the Public Relations Manager here at California's Great America. Roger, tell us a little bit about these slides. What are they all about?
Well, first off, there's some great family slides right here. We're really happy to have them here. They have unique history to them within the Bay Area that makes it a little extra interesting tie-in, and they're just two of our favorite rides within the water park.
Now, these slides actually were part of the original Manteca Waterslides, so it's still possible to actually enjoy that Manteca summer from years ago.
If you're one of those adults and you went to those water slides as a kid and up in Manteca and now you're coming back with your kids to Great America, they're getting the same experience you did as a kid. So a little bit of looking back in time for some of the parents.
So I got to ask you, which one of these is your favorite?
You know what? The one that goes straight down. Fastest is best, right?
I don't know what a wombat screams like. I'm pretty sure it sounds a lot like what I just did. Coming out to California's Great America, trying a piece of history. Great Wolf Lodge is considering building an indoor resort and water park right here in Manteca.
There is a hotel called Great Wolf, and it's indoor water slides. And it's really exciting because we're known for the water slides, and to be able to bring the water slides back to the city, everyone's excited about it.
We may yet see the water slides return to the Central Valley.
Well, it's always mixed emotion. I haven't been here in about a year, so there's been a lot of home construction. You can see to the right and all the homes behind me. There's nothing left to look at in the water for the water park. It's like it never happened. So in some ways, you know, if you came out here, it'd be like a dream, because you never really, except for pictures, you can never really prove that it was. So, you know, in that sense, you can never come back and say, you know, this was here and this was here and this was here. So it's sad in that way. The park was a family affair. I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. We all grew up here. The house we grew up in was just right behind the camera over here. We all worked in the business. I met my wife through the amphitheater and through the park, and then she ended up working here a summer. So and that's been probably the biggest event in my life that came out of my experience at the Manteca Waterslides. My kids came out here all the summer, throughout all the summers. My wife would bring them out all the time. So they played a lot in Castaway Bay and went down the kiddie slides. And then the big slides when they were tall enough. And my kids are teenagers now, and I've got one in college, and every once in a while they miss it. They miss the fact that they didn't have a summer job here when they've met, you know, so many people from around here who always talk about, well, I had my first job there, and you know, other couples met here, got married here. And a lot of the managers and people, their kids worked here. So it was family owned, but it was family operated as well. And you know, it's been the park itself has been an inseparable part of my life for almost all my life.
It's time to play. Let's get away. There's something there for everyone. Let's all go to Oakwood Lake for some Manteca Waterslides fun. Let's go! Manteca Waterslides. Slip away today, leave your cares behind. They're the world's greatest, so come and ride. Yeah! Manteca Waterslides. Manteca Waterslides.
And with that, we'll finally turn the pumps off on the famous Manteca Waterslides. Join us next time as we hunt down another lost amusement park here in Northern California and reclaim our amusement heritage. My name is Kris Rowberry. We'll see you next time. Oh, I really hope I'm not sunburned. Hello everybody, and welcome to the Lost Parks of Northern California. I am your host, Kris Rowberry, and we thought we'd kick summer off. Well, we're not really kicking summer off, are we? It's at the end of summer. We figured we'd get summer, kick it into high gear. That's what we're gonna do. Stroke. Stroke. Stroke, which is what I'm gonna have after I do this. Stroke, stroke. There's still an opportunity for you to experience all those bygone summers of fun. You know that exact line I said not to use?
Who are you and what do you do? You know, Chris, I'm still trying to figure that out.
You know, these things are a lot more fun when there's water in them. Heck, the Great Wolf Lodge, which is famous for its indoor water parks and resorts, is considering buying and purchasing. They're not buying we're getting water.